Playing through Life is Strange Reunion was an extreme upgrade from Life is Strange True Colors in a Life is Strange Double Exposure. After finding the previous entries pretty bad and disappointing, Reunion actually felt fulfilling in the way that I actually enjoyed it. However, after beating it, the only word I could best use to describe it was fanfiction. To me, Life is Strange Reunion is a high-quality, well-acted, well-scored fanfiction written by decknine to win back fans after the disaster that was Double Exposure. Note that there will be spoilers for pretty much the entire series, so please be warned. The first reason why is fan service with no payoff. The biggest draw for this game was the reappearance of Chloe Price. Chloe is a very beloved character, and I know that the Pricefield shippers were happy to see her. I personally don't ship Pricefield, but it was good to have Chloe back. I am a bit sad that Ashley Burch could come back, but I heard other stuff behind the scenes, so I'll digress. As much as I was happy to see Chloe back, I felt that her appearance was a bit lackluster, and a waste of potential. Chloe in the original game, and before the storm, was distraught by the death of her father and the appearance of her stepfather David. All these factors make Chloe an interesting, but bit of a controversial character in the gaming community. The reason I bring this up is because I wish that Reunion could have gone more into Chloe's character with these factors. Like, in my opinion, Chloe's appearance felt more like to fill a quota, to make consumers happy, rather than an actual extension for the development of her character. Some things such as maybe her coping with the fact that she's dead in one timeline, if you chose the Bay ending, or an entire town is dead, if you chose another ending, stuff like that. Like, maybe Chloe could have some sort of survivor skill about Arcadia Bay and the death of her mother. Or maybe further depth of Chloe realizing the fact that Max had to leave her to die. This is just some stuff that came in my head, but you get what I'm saying, right? Next is Safi's character. Safi's character is a mess. The character writing for Safi is all over the place. In Double Exposure, she dies because Max shot her or something. I don't know, decknine was on something when writing that game. And the entire game is Max trying to find out who killed her. Then towards the late game, Safi turns into this wannabe Aizen type character who wants revenge on those who wronged her type stuff. So she shoots her mom and is set up to be like this big, bad threat. In the next game, heck, there's an entire post-credit scene of her wanting to get answers about her powers. But nope. Safi's game is as big as a threat as Kanashira or Okumura in the Persona 5 game. Very underwhelming. Her entire plotline was scrapped into this lackluster plotline about her wanting to leave with Max. It was just so very annoying. Remember in the last game when Safi mentioned her mother not letting her see her father or something like that? I really wish we could have gotten more elaboration into this between Yasmin and Safi. This could have made Safi a more interesting character and more sympathizable. You could also add more characterization to Yasmin. Speaking of that, we know nothing about what happens to Safi in the time between Double Exposure and Reunion. She just pieces out in an MCU type post-credit scene and comes back and is like, what happened? Where the heck is Diamond? That's just it. I don't think she ever appears in this game and is just so stupid. She's set up to have a big role and she's just not even in this game. Like, what the heck, decknine? Now, my big final reason why this game is just a fanfic in my opinion is that this game didn't need to exist. The first Life is Strange wrapped up its storyline perfectly. Whether you picked Bay or Bay, each ending concluded the story on Max and Chloe, and it did not need a follow-up. decknine then proceeded to spit on this legacy because True Colors was just awful, and I guess didn't do that well commercially wise. I'm sorry, I do not like True Colors at all. In 2024, Double Exposure came out and it sucked so much that decknine got layoffs. 2026, the quote-unquote final Life is Strange game comes out, and while it is better than the previous installment, the writing is still mediocre and is just unneeded for a perfectly concluded storyline just for fan service. Remember those rewind powers in the first game? You'd think that Max would be hesitant to use these powers after the entire first game, but no, she uses them and it completely bastardizes her character development in the first game. And it even makes the ending worse. If you were to sacrifice Chloe, the ending to Reunion is meaningless because you two still end up together. Like, I can understand those who would prefer this if they sacrifice Arcadia Bay, but come on! You have to admit that this just feels cheap. It's like somebody wrote this story on AO3, and decknine just used it because the writers of the last game were, laid off or fired, I think, if I remember correctly. In conclusion, like I said at the beginning, I like this game, but I just can't let it get away with these high scores when the game is still mediocre and it's just riding on the Max and Chloe hypes to make fans happy. Now, this is entirely just my opinion, and it is not meant to offend anybody who ships these two. But I generally feel like the people who have such high ratings of this game are just happy that their ship is back, rather than looking at the other factors of the game. The writing is mediocre, the mystery, while engaging, is pretty much a quick mystery to fix up Double Exposure stuff. It bastardizes all the character development and messaging of the original game. And one of the worst part? This game didn't need to exist! Imagine if instead of Double Exposure and Reunion, We had a game about Safi, investigating the death of Maya Okada. There, we could develop more about Safi and her relationship with Maya, and it could feel somewhat original. Yeah, it would be a rehash of True Colors' story in some ways, but it would be better than making this fanfic. Anyway, for our ranking. Number 6 is True Colors, because the story and characters were so boring and the ending just made me really mad. Number 5 is Double Exposure, because while the plot is pretty poorly written, it was actually a pretty engaging story for the first 3 chapters. Number 4 is Reunion for the stuff I said. 3 is the first game. Easily the better written than the previous ones, it has a very well written plot and characters, and it's just a classic, easily. Number 2 is Before the Storm. Don't get me wrong, the story is really all over the place, but I really enjoy the dynamic between Rachel and Chloe, and the music by Daughter is just so beautifully made. And finally, number 1, maybe controversial opinion, Life is Strange 2. Easily the most criminally underrated game in this series, that has the best story and endings. The dynamic between Sean and Daniel is just so beautifully written, and the endings always just make me cry. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Tell me what you think, because I genuinely want to hear people's thoughts on this game, because the 9 out of 10 it has on Steam just baffles me. If you like this video, then please subscribe and click the like button. I don't know, I might make a video explaining why I don't like True Colors. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.